about operant conditioning, and that's the main way that we teach our horses to do things that we want, to give the right responses. We call it training. And there's two aspects of it. It's basically horses learn through trial and error. And we use two different reinforcements to get the behavior we want. And one is called negative reinforcement and one is called positive reinforcement. And I'm going to show right now and teach Julie a specific thing through these two different reinforcements, which would be called combined reinforcement. So this is trial and error learning. And in the beginning, Julie doesn't know what I want. Now, I have handled her before. She's a horse. And I'm carrying this whip. Now, this whip is not for punishment. This whip is going to help me reinforce a behavior through a very gentle touch. And the first thing I want to make sure when I do this is that Julie is habituated or used to the whip, that she doesn't move away from it. She's not afraid of it. So I'm doing what we call whip stroking. And I can see she doesn't mind this whip, and she's not doing anything. And, you know, if it was a horse, I might have a lead rope here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just put the whip right here. And again, I'm just feels good. And then I'm going to put the whip here. And I'm going to make a tiny pressure with this whip. Now, Julie, who doesn't know what this pressure means, I'm going to make a little whip tapping. And the reason I'm doing a little whip tapping is that just reinforces, and it's a little annoying thing. She's going to step forward first, and I keep whip tapping. And then she's going to just stand for a minute, and then she's going to step to the right, and I'm going to still whip tap. And she's going to step to the left, and I'm still going to whip tap. And then she's going to step forward again. And then by accident, trial and error learning, she's going to trial, step back, and I'm going to stop whip tapping. So does she know that that's what I wanted? Probably not at that point in time, because she just did it by accident, trial and error. So I'll show you in this next sequence positive reinforcement. So this means nothing. I put my little pressure. She still doesn't know what that means. I do a little whip tap. She moves forward again, step forward, and then she steps back, and I stop my whip tap. And this time I say, "Good girl, well done. Would you like a carrot?" And she eats the carrot, and that's called positive. So the stopping or the taking away of the whip tapping is subtracting or taking away negative, take away pressure. And the rubbing of her neck here, it feels really good, huh, Jill?
Great.
And I can also use what we call classical conditioning, my voice, "Good girl," or I could actually give her a treat. So we're going to try our next set here. I do my stroking. That doesn't mean anything. I put the whip here, I make a pressure. She still doesn't go. I make a tiny whip tap. She takes a step back because she's so smart. And I say, "Brilliant, well done you. Here, have another cookie." And so negative reinforcement, positive reinforcement, combined reinforcement. And then I wait a little bit. And because she's such a smart horse, I'm going to try this again, another set. And I ask again. And I make a tiny, and she immediately steps back. I release the pressure. And now I have a sense, I'm not 100% sure, that she understands that this little pressure means to move away backward. Trial and error learning. So now I'm going to show the 4 operants that we basically train a horse to do. The most important one is the stop or step back. There's lots of very good groundwork, but generally they're about that the horse follows your feet, and in this groundwork the horse is not following my feet. This can be a lead rope or it can be a bridle, but if you think of this, this is going to be our signals. of stepping forward or stepping back, and then I'm going to show moving the shoulders, yielding the shoulders and yielding the haunches. So if you think of this pressure, there's a bit, it could be just a lead rope. I'm going to start facing the horse, and I'm going to hold the rein a certain way. My thumb goes right here, and then I have my index finger, and that's just a very good way to hold the rein. And I'm not ever standing in front of the horse. I'm standing to the side in case the horse got startled. I don't want it to jump on top of me. If it was a very green horse, and this isn't, this horse is trained now to know the operants, I might even wear a helmet just to be on the safe side, and gloves. I always wear some kind of good boot just in case, for safety, my safety purposes. So this, if you think of this like a joystick, and this is a 0 pressure, I want this horse to take 1 step back on a 1 pressure. That would be my goal. So I don't move first. I'm not moving her away from my body. I'm moving her away from this pressure. That was already a 1. She's not moving, so she moved on a 2 pressure, and then I stopped the whip tap. So I did the whip tap because she wasn't on the 1 pressure. I'm going to ask again. I'm going to ask her to step back. She's not stepping back. So she stepped back. I release the pressure. And on this case, I give her a little rub. Her attention was somewhere else. But that was a 2 pressure. Let's try that again. So I'm going to ask her to step back. And that was on a 1 pressure. So I didn't need my whip tap. I could just use that pressure. And it is a bit. And she feels it in her mouth. But she knows that pressure means step back. Now, if you imagine I'm sitting on her, it's the same pressure I would be doing to ask the horse to stop or step back. So you see how it goes into, it transfers over to riding a horse, if you can imagine that. Which was in the burst fighting. That was a hypertension reaction. She was very aware of that, so she wanted to run because she wasn't sure what it was. And then she noticed it wasn't something that was too worrying, and she settled. Yeah. We'll do that one more time. I don't ask her to, I don't step back. I use the pressure here. That's a 1 pressure. Then she went on a 2 pressure. Now I can step back. But she's not following my feet. I'll ask again. That was a 1 pressure, and I can keep asking her to step back. And now she's stepping back on a very light 1 pressure. Now I'm doing positive reinforcement. I'm scratching her at the withers. I can also give her a little treat, although it's a little, I should have given her a treat immediately after she did the right thing, but I think she's sleeping right now. She seems in a bit of a daze, so I guess she doesn't want a treat. She's in the zone right now. But that's fine. I'd rather have my horse really relaxed like this than uptight. He's very happy. So that is the step back. And on another video, I'm going to show how we can actually have a horse step back in quicker and slower, or longer and shorter. So longer or shorter strides, or step back quicker and slower. But this is our initial, just step back.